Hi, hello everybody, and welcome to Mortal Fury. I'm Dean.
I'm Chris.
Glad you joined us again, and we're glad to get together again.
Yep.
We just so appreciate that we got this time that we're able to get together with each other, talk about things, and then share them with you. We love doing it. We've been talking lately, if you've been watching, and if you're new to the show and haven't been watching, we've been trying to focus on the idea of hell, and we're doing our best to blow that up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a difficult subject sometimes in some circles, and it's difficult even for us. And there's a lot of different reasons for that, but we're trying to present what the truth is about that and what scriptures actually say about it.
Yeah,
is what we want to do. So with that, I want you to imagine, first of all, well, another thing I'll say is we so appreciate all of you out there, the encouragement we get, and the people that listen and check in on us.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And
It means a lot.
we talk a lot about our families. The first reason we started doing these videos, we thought, for our families, and we so appreciate them. And they listen and check up on us, and we appreciate that. Chris and I both have wonderful families, love them very much. So I want you to imagine with me now, and Chris and I was talking about this, if we receive, and we've received encouragement and letters and love from our fathers. Yep. Chris's father to him, his father to me, my father to both of us.
Right.
And we love him dearly and thank him. So imagine, if you will, I got a letter from my dad. And then I come to find out years later that letter, before it got to me, it was changed a little bit, and it changed, and the whole message then, and the whole character of my dad, I got a different view of it. I got a false view of it. That'd be really upsetting.
Right, an unintended message from your dad.
Yeah, so that would be upsetting for me, and that would be upsetting for him, and we wouldn't like that, just in a human.
And obviously the potential damage that could cause if the father was not there to correct it. No, that's not what I meant. This is what I meant. He wasn't there to correct it. You can imagine the potential damage that a letter like that could do.
So right there, if you've never thought, those things there, we're going to open up a little bit, and there's a lot that goes into this, a lot of questions, but we just hope to get you to think and to see what may be going on, and we want you to see what we try to do the best we can as we learn about these things from Scripture. We want to know exactly what Scripture does say, what the context is, and what it's actually saying.
Right.
So with that, something I heard all my life, Chris has too, we still hear it today by the top Christian leaders out there. You will hear that Jesus talked more on hell than anybody in the Bible.
Right.
Is that
I've heard
fair
that.
to say that?
Yep, I've heard that.
I can pull up a lot of clips of, I know Billy Graham said it, and MacArthur, and a lot of these people will say that. And according to an English version and many translations, if you would give someone a Bible, KJV or something, give them a Bible and say, hey, look, find the word hell. Who's talking about it?
Right.
You're right. You're going to see that, oh yeah, it looks like this Jesus character here in the Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, he's talking about this hell. Okay, so back to the letter I get, did it get changed? Did Jesus ever talk about hell?
Right.
And if you watched our shows, Chris and I want to be very, very clear in what we think and what we know is that Jesus never once said the word.
Not one time.
Never talked about it.
When you talk about this, you have to realize the word hell is known across the globe. When you say the word hell, atheists know what you're talking about. People in India know what you're talking about. There's an idea behind the word hell and what it is referencing and what it means. Okay? And Jesus never said that word. And that's significant. You need to put that in context and realize what we're saying. Jesus never spoke that word. But every KJV, NASB, NIV that you pick up and read, it tells you Jesus used the word hell. And that's not true.
No, and just to state, if that sound, like I said, if you're new to this, it might sound, oh, wait a minute, I'm reading, he's saying it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jesus, the point is Jesus never, or Jesus didn't speak English,
Right.
Okay, so hell is, like Chris said, it's known, it's defined by atheists and the world, basically. Mm-hmm. The English word hell, everybody knows what you're talking about. Well, Jesus didn't speak English. So you look up the word that he said, and he's predominantly talking about Gehenna, which is an actual geographical location.
Yep.
It has meaning behind that word, and it has nothing to do with eternal torture.
No,
nothing whatsoever. I don't know how anybody can make that case,
right.
but they do. They'll make. But the way they make the case is, you got the whole story painted, and then it's just, well, here's what Jesus meant.
Yeah.
By when
they gloss over it.
He just meant this.
And they take one scripture and cherry pick it and say, this is what he meant.
And it's
by saying that.
You can't make that case.
No, you can't. There's a great case to be made that he was talking about the kingdom of the Israelite Evangel. Mm-hmm. There's a great case to be made that he is talking about Peter's Evangel and the Evangel that Jesus shared while on earth. In Matthew 10:5, Jesus tells us that, I'll go there right now. He tells us in 10:5 and 6, these 12 Jesus commissions, charging them, saying, into a road of the nations you may not pass forth, and into a city of the Samaritans you may not be entering, yet be going rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. This is a very specific commission from Jesus. He's not telling them to go to members of the nation, strictly to Israel, lost sheep in the house of Israel.
Yeah, and the other one is 15:24. Matthew 15:24, I was not sent except to the lost sheep of the home of Israel, of the house of Israel.
Yep. This is the Jesus that is on the earth. Okay? Now, looking these things up that these people say, I just did a search this morning that said, how many times did Jesus speak on using the word hell? One of the things that came up was in Christian Living, a woman named Leslie Schmucker wrote a story called The Uncomfortable Subject Jesus Addressed More Than Anyone Else. Familiar?
Yeah, we'll find this. There's thousands of articles, and preachers have talked about this. Right?
Yeah, I mean, it's what we heard Billy Graham a couple of weeks ago saying Jesus spoke on it more than anything else.
Right, it's just assumed for some reason that a couple thousand years ago, Jesus Christ, even though he's saying, if I quote it right, here I got it here now, 15:24, I was not sent except to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. This is when Jesus was on the earth and what he came to do during that time period.
Right.
And for the kingdom, he was preaching for the kingdom that's still going to come.
Right.
For the Israelites.
Right. Let us reiterate and point out right now that Dean and I believe Scriptures has two evangels in it. One is for the Israelite, Peter's gospel, and one is for the members of the nation, everybody who's not a Jew. It came from the resurrected Christ to our Apostle Paul. Mm-hmm. And when you split these two gospels up, it makes everything more understandable.
Yeah, everything falls right into place.
I mean, now Scripture does not contradict. And so here this woman, Leslie Schmucker. Now, at the bottom of the article, they've got a nice picture of this lady. She's smiling. She's a retired school teacher, married. She's written some teaching messages for a Christian academy. She's married. She has 3 grown children and 6 grandchildren. I'm telling you, the picture of the lady, I guarantee you this is an absolute sweetheart of a lady.
Well, yeah, it's probably the best of the best.
Yeah, where we do not
best,
look at
as
this
far as
person
humanity goes, right?
and think, oh my gosh, she's writing an evil story. No. I'm telling you, this lady's probably sharing her heart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And she said, you can see the uncomfortable. She's calling it
She's
uncomfortable.
already saying it's an uncomfortable subject to talk about.
She's talking about hell. Obviously.
Talking about hell. This doctrine that we are talking about, the doctrine of eternal torment. To Dean and I, it's like polishing a turd.
Mm-hmm.
That's how horrible this message is. And they polish it up and keep displaying it one Sunday after another. And the damage it's doing is horrible.
Mm-hmm. And
they do it in the name of Christ.
Yeah, the leaders do this. They have masterful ways of doing it. And then it passes down to wonderful people, probably like this granddaughter.
I guarantee you she's a wonderful lady.
And what does she say? Some of the things that she says.
Well, right here at the end, Dean.
What about...
Right here at the very end, it's very interesting. This lady says she's drawing the article to a conclusion. One day, all that is wrong will be made right. Does that sound familiar? That's First Colossians 20, isn't it?
1:20. About all things come back.
Not First Colossians. Colossians 1:20.
Yeah, everything comes back to God, and that is a beautiful. So right there, see, that's beautiful. Chris and I believe that.
We agree with Leslie.
Can't wait. Yes.
Can't wait for that.
All that is wrong is going to be made right. Yes.
We will see all God's ways as good, including the demonstration of his eternal justice.
Okay, now here we go.
Yeah.
She says all God's ways are good, including the demonstration of his eternal justice. She's being nice there. Her article, I haven't read the article, if there was other stuff before, but her uncomfortable subject is about hell. She's making a case for hell.
Yeah.
And eternal justice, that's what she's talking about. What else does she say to show that?
For now we walk in humility and faith, trusting with the Apostle Paul from Romans 11:33. Oh, the depth of the riches and wisdom and knowledge of God. How unsearchable are his judgments and how inscrutable his ways.
See, we love that for a completely different reason. She's talking about, there again, that's the big mystery card. You just go into, we can't understand the mind of God, and it's so good.
No.
It's so good.
Yeah,
that
tremendous.
So listen to this. Here's what this lady means by eternal justice. Okay. This is from, I'm going to read you a quote from Jonathan Edwards. All right. He's regarded as America's most important and original philosophical theologians. Okay. Gets credit for shaping the first great awakening here in America. All right. That's that big evangelical movement that was focused in on personal relationship with Jesus Christ, getting saved from this hell. That's what he's credited for. Here in America, look him up on Wikipedia. It's amazing, his works. Okay, one of his works, Sinners in the Hands of an Angry God. It's still used today. All right, they still use it. He's got hundreds of these quotes that are, well, listen to this one. The sight of hell's torments will exalt the happiness of the saints forever. Can the believing Father in heaven be happy with his unbelieving children in hell? I tell you, yes. Such will be his sense of justice that it will increase his bliss.
It's insanity.
Eternal justice.
That's what Christians mean by eternal justice. Where is it in Paul's 13 epistles?
Can't find it. And it's strange that Paul doesn't talk about it.
Right.
Doesn't warn against it.
Yeah, exactly.
Never talks about it.
Yeah. She references Paul here, so, about the riches and the knowledge of God and his inscrutable ways. That's just her polishing this turd of a doctrine.
Yep.
It's terrible. Hey, y'all have a great week. This was fun bringing this to you today. We'll see you again real soon.
Yep. Love y'all. Thanks for joining us, and see you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.